If you watched the first episode of Love Island US this season and you're like, oh, this isn't for me, but then you keep seeing people talk about how good it is, and you're thinking, do I need to watch? You do. Because I was one of those people who thought I didn't love this show, but I was wrong. I've caught up. I'm obsessed. I recommend it. I recommend binging and getting caught up so you can join in this party, because Leah and Rob alone are entertaining as hell to watch. So if you're interested, stick around. Let's just get into this. So Leah and Rob, let's just talk about them first because they're the most complicated. I think Leah is one of the most toxic people I've ever seen on TV, but it's also scary because I'm like, I feel like I would be this way on this show. She's rather manipulative, doesn't realize she's manipulative, but she's also dealing with Rob. And Rob also is pretty manipulative because when Liv came in, Rob was totally given off the vibe that he was interested in her and was open. And when Liv picked him to couple up with, Rob was like, "What? I don't even know what you're talking about." And Liv was honest with Leah, said to Leah, "This is what Rob said to me." Leah didn't care. She ended up taking Rob back because Rob was like, "You're the one I've been connecting with the most." Cool. They get back together. Well, two new bombshells come in and Rob connects with Andrea. Rob then does this very odd staged crying scene. The reason I feel like it was staged is because I felt like what he wanted to do was tell Leah, I'm interested in Andrea. Sorry, period. That's what it is. But he didn't want to be the bad guy. So he was like, give me a minute. And then he kind of snapped at her. He's like, give me a minute. And then he went like right within her eye line to cry. But then he came back like, okay, sorry. I just had to like, this is hard for me. Why are you not asking about my feelings? She's like, but you're telling me things that affect my feelings. So he's gaslighty. He's all those things. But Leah likes that, you see, because then Rob goes with Andrea. Leah gets Connor interest. Connor, and that I felt bad in this case because Connor was totally vibing with Janae and Janae was so feeling it. And then as soon as Connor sees that Leah and Rob are not like really doing well and they're not a couple, he's like, oh, I actually really connected with Leah the most. So bye, Janae. And poor Janae, she's just having the hardest time finding a connection in this place. But Connor's just like a nice guy, right? So anyway, Leah and Connor, they start kissing and whatever. Janae has her feelings hurt because that's what happens on Love Island. No matter what, they know this is a game and they know that they're going to be kissing other people, but it doesn't matter. They always get upset. It's impossible not to, I don't think. Leah gets attitude with Janae about it, and she's like, oh my God, you're being so drama right now. Like you're acting like he's your boyfriend. Like you're acting like you have claim to him. Like just being a bitch, honestly. But then when they do the recoupling and Connor actually couples up with Leah, Leah gets the immediate ick and admits it. She says out loud, he's just too nice. It's too easy. I need more she doesn't say toxicity, but yeah, that's what it is. So she's thinking like, she's still thinking about Rob because Rob did the stuff that's toxic and fucks with your mind because that's what was happening. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? All of us toxic girlies who are attracted to toxic dudes, we know. As much as we hate the mind games, there's like a thrill to it. It's like it's bad. It's very, very bad. So she gets the immediate ick with Connor, but you see on this show, you have to be in a couple. It's very dangerous not to be in a couple. So she kind of like bats Connor around a little bit like, well, no, I mean, I might be interested. Like I'm not sure. Maybe, even though she was totally grossed out by like everything about his being. Well, then we get the results from, I think it was the first round of voting. Maybe it was the second round of voting. I don't remember. And the bottom three guys and the bottom three girls were up for elimination, and the remaining Islanders had to pick who was going to go home. So the girls picked for the girls. And this, I genuinely think that both Liv and Leah were like kind of gearing them up to vote out Andrea. Because you see, Liv has reason to be mad at Rob. And Leah, I don't think Liv was ever planning on pursuing Rob again, which is why I'm not as mad maybe at Liv for it. But Leah, they get them to vote off Andrea, which was bizarre. Honestly, I know they love Janae, but at that point, Janae was the one that should have been voted off. Her connection at that current point, which is the game, wasn't strong enough. And Kiefer had been kind of just, I think Kiefer was very inauthentic. I think I actually see like a darkness in him. I see the way he was getting mad at Liv and the things he said to Liv. I was like, So it just was an obvious thing. Like, Andrea and Rob have a very strong connection. You don't break that up. That's kind of the rule of Love Island. But Liv did right away. She's like, we're not voting off Janae. She's our girl, period. Don't even think about it. And then I think Leah was like, yeah, I'm like, Andrea's just not here for the right reasons. Like, she coupled up with Rob right away and she hasn't explored any other connections. And that's just not what Love Island's all about. While I didn't really particularly care for Andrea, I just know, like, from watching Love Island, that that's sort of what you would have done. So when the girls announced that they voted out Andrea, Rob, because he loves the drama, was like, I'm leaving too then. And this makes Aaron go crazy. And Aaron starts yelling at the girls like, what's your fucking problem? And I know a lot of people were really up in arms about the way Aaron was speaking to the girls. Maybe because I watched it all in a binge and I had an episode to watch like right after, and the very next episode, Aaron's apologizing. It didn't sting me as hard as if I would, if I had been watching it like in real time, just that episode. Because I know what it feels like to experience shows live episode per episode versus binging. I've done it a million times where it just is a different experience. So to me, I was like, well, girls, this was a shady vote. Like, this was totally pointed at Rob, and little did they know, because Leah was, well, actually, that's not true. Didn't Kaylor say that Rob still has a connection with Leah? Wasn't that part of the deliberation? Yes, she did. Kaylor pointed that out, because when they say we'll vote out Andrea, they're like, but Rob's going to be walking around here all pissed off at us. And Kaylor's like, but I mean, let's face it, he still has a connection with Leah. So, I don't know. I feel like Kaylor also thought that was a possibility. Interesting. I just realized that as that was coming out of my mouth. Regardless, Leah, I think the next night, pulls Rob for a chat. She starts the chat off. This is amazingly toxic. She's only 24, though. And so she's like a college student. She's young. She's allowed to be this toxic, I guess. But she's like, I just wanted to let you know, like, I didn't want Andrea to go home. Like, I tried to like take a back seat in that whole thing. And like, I didn't like really say anything. It's just so not true. I never like talk shit about you like to her or anything. Like, just want you to know that. And he's like, okay, cool. And then she switches gears. And Leah's like, okay, now that that's out of the way, she's like, what are you thinking? And it reminded me of when I had this ex that we kept breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. And the last time that I thought we were going to do the same thing, like talk and then like have sex again and get back together, and he like shut it down. That's what this reminded me of, because Leah's like, what are you thinking right now? And Rob's like, I'm thinking about eels. And she's like, oh, like, that's it? That's what you're thinking about? He's like, yeah, other than like other things that could get me in trouble. And she sees a window. She's like, why would they get you in trouble? Like, just say what you're thinking. Oh my God, you're being so, but he won't. And she's like, you're being so weird. Oh. So she just totally thought they would have that moment. And then like they didn't. So that was funny. Then though, Rob relays what Leah said to him about taking a back seat to Liv. And Liv likes the drama. Liv is definitely messy. My sister thinks Liv, did I already say this? My sister thinks Liv is a producer plant because Liv will be like, you should go break up that conversation right now and tell them how you feel. And I forget that producers are even on this show because like it just seems like they stick them in there and just make them play. But there has to be producers, obviously. You just never see, they do not break the fourth wall in that regard. But I just thought Liv just gave really bad advice and was just messy naturally. But it could be that she's a producer plant. But also that's a messy way to be. But I like Liv. I'm instinctively into Liv. I feel like she's had a rough go of it in terms of finding connections. But when Liv hears that Leah tried to tell Rob that she took a back seat, it really pisses Liv off. And it's like, no, that's not true. She was very vocal, and she was vocal. They all kind of were, but she was vocal. And so then Rob pulls Leah for a chat later, and Leah totally is like, this is it. This is when Rob's going to be like, we should get back together or something. But nope. He calls her out and she's like, that's not true. That's so not true. So she calls Liv over, and it is this amazing fight between them. Liv actually stays pretty calm, but dude, not what's her name? Not Leah. At one point, she's like, shut the fuck up, Liz. How about you, if you listen to stop being a bitch for 30 seconds, you'll understand it. Do you not understand what oh, this is what I'm saying. I was said back seat. Are you listening? Like, she was being such a bitch. But Liv ends up walking away, and they just all chat. The girls chat the next day, and they end up squashing it, and it's over and it's fine. But obviously Rob is like, I'm done with Leah. But Leah has like 20 lives on this show. I feel she keeps it moving because more bombshells come in and she just gets a connection with the bombshell. Well, actually, I don't know if that's true. So as of now, Miguel and Leah have coupled up. But I have to say that I think Miguel cozied up to Leah right before that ceremony because he knew it was possible that Nicole would end up picking what's his name? Kendall. So but regardless, it worked out for both of them. Leah needed someone to couple up with. Miguel needed someone to couple up with. But it was just like out of nowhere where Miguel was like, I've actually always been attracted to Leah, but I thought that her and Connor were cool. And like, when did you think that? So it worked out for both of them. That is part of the game. Part of the game is just staying in it, honestly. So there you go. It is officially sundress season. And you know who does great sundresses? Jenny Kane. They would, wouldn't they? Because Jenny Kane is a California brand through and through. They do minimalist, effortless, yet luxurious fashion. You can mix and match all of their staples. They design everything at Jenny Kane to become a uniform. It makes getting dressed so much easier, you know? Their Riviera slip dress is the perfect summer dress for me. I just ordered it in the cheetah print because I would. But I also ordered the cropped cashmere cocoon cardigan because I'm thinking I'll wear that Riviera slip dress during the day, and then when it gets a little chilly at night, throw on my cropped cardigan. Jenny Kane is known for their sweaters, by the way. They do super luxe yet lightweight sweaters that are perfect for spring and summer vibes. They do that relaxed knit better than anyone. The Cooper cardigan is so cute with its button accents, very flattering silhouette. It's a great layer for the cooler evenings or, if you go into air conditioning. Now, let's say you're going on vacation and you need something a little luxurious to add to your vacation wardrobe. I have been loving the Flynn cashmere sweater because it's so versatile. So it's the perfect piece to pack in your suitcase. And don't forget shoes. The Eve sandal is everything you could want in a classic spring shoe. It pairs well with any seasonal outfit. Jenny Kane believes in the art of simplicity, so they focus on comfort, quality, and timeless design. So you can curate a wardrobe that never goes out of style. They also, by the way, have a stunning collection of home essentials like furniture pieces, cozy pillows and throws, perfectly curated decor, and the most incredible candles. Plus, they have a rewards program where you can earn up to 10% back with every purchase, and joining is completely free. Find your new uniform at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code SHESPEAKS at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at JENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code SHESPEAKS. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Embrace your summer aesthetic with Jenny Kane. If you are looking for your next favorite non-alcoholic beverage, look no further than Hop Water. Hop Water is a non-alcoholic sparkling hop water, obviously, that blends hops with adaptogens and nootropics. So these ingredients are known to have mood-boosting benefits, but people say that, but until you try it, and I don't know if it's just in my head, but I really feel happier, less stressed, I guess. So, hey, adaptogens, nootropics. Hop water is crafted without alcohol, without calories, without carbs, without gluten, without sugar. And all the flavors are delicious, like the mango, the lime. But my favorite is the ruby red grapefruit. Cannot get enough of that one. I took some hop water to a Memorial Day party, and I've got a bunch of people hooked. Right now, Hop Water is giving my listeners a special offer. Order through my exclusive URL, hopwtr.com/shespeaks. Get 20% off your first purchase, plus access to special flavors that are only available online. And free shipping when you order 24 cans or more. Don't wait. Order now at hopwtr.com/shespeaks for 20% off. hopwtr.com/shespeaks. But speaking of Miguel and Nicole, I thought I liked Nicole, but I don't think I do. Because Nicole was very much open to getting to know Miguel and wasn't very understanding of Kendall's feelings because Kendall has had a bit of a rough go of it. He was originally coupled up with Hannah. I fucking loved Hannah. Loved her. She was so funny, but she was just like so random. It didn't feel like she was going to make a genuine connection with anyone because she's too different for, I don't know, but I want a camera on her because she reminded me of MJ from Shaw's. Accidentally funny. Just naturally everything she did was funny. And her cluelessness about like how this game worked made her funny. But I did understand like why she would have been gone early because it's like, yeah, like what was she going to do? But I would love to have her on another show, not Love Island, just like follow her around with the camera, please, because she's funny. But she was also like talking to someone else, and Kendall had to deal with her saying, I'm 50-50, or she's allegedly said 50-50 between the two of them. And that really fucked with Kendall's head. But then he gets coupled up with Nicole, and it seems to be going good. But then she starts chatting with Miguel. And once again, Kendall's like, why can't I just get someone who thinks I'm enough on my own? But again, it is Love Island, and that's sort of the game, and that's sort of how you play. And Nicole was open with Kendall about it. I guess so. But Kendall still had his feelings. And then they played the twist and twister stay or twister split or whatever. And I assumed Nicole was also going to opt to twist or, just chat with other people because she literally was already. So I got why Kendall stepped off and was like, yeah, I mean, she's already chatting with other people. But then Nicole got so mad and was like, he should have been like, no, this is my chance to show that I'm a man and this is who I want. This is the woman I want. I'm like, that's a little spoiled of you, my friend. And Nicole also says a lot of the UK Love Island phrases, and that's always just kind of cringe. Like she's like, I just am feeling really mugged off. Like I'm mugged off. I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't sound right. She uses a lot of the phrases. I don't know. She kind of rubbed me wrong. But then she ended up coupling up with Kendall, and I felt so happy for Kendall because he deserved a win. That was necessary. And Miguel, like he's hot and all, but he really gives fuck boy. like over the top. Like it's another level, the fuck boyery coming off of him. So I didn't really want him to win. And I kind of think Leah and Miguel, they can be cool. That could work. I don't know why, but sure. So now the current couples are Rob and Cassie, who's brand new. And now you see Rob said he was going to leave for Andrea and then decided to stay. So I would just really like it. I don't That's so mean to me, but I really would like it if Rob ended up liking Cassie a lot. But someone was saying that what's her name? Andrea did a couple podcast interviews and said that she still hasn't got her phone back. But wouldn't they give that back to her? So people think that she may be coming in for Casa Amor, which would be outstanding. But if she doesn't, I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm curious to see if that's the plan. Because I think Kifla got his phone back because he's been voted off. And so that's what people are thinking, that maybe she might be asked to return for Casa Amor, because now that Rob is coupled up with Cassie, it's like, well, I thought you were going to wait for me, but he also did say he would explore other options, but that would be like a really good drama. Okay. We now have for Janae, Miguel. Miguel is 24, very young, very spicy, giving her a lot of attention. I kind of think this vibe was working because Janae's just so desperately looking for someone. She kind of tries a little hard, a little too hard, in my opinion. But I think this could be cute, but it's very, very new. But her journey has been tough. I really felt bad. The way Leah and Janae are cool. So I guess it's water under the bridge. But the way Leah was treating Janae when Leah was chatting with Connor, I was like, all right, you're being kind of a bitch. Janae's had a rough go of it. So I can see her and Miguel doing well together. Now, I should hate, I feel, Kayla and Aaron. I don't know why I shouldn't like them, but I do. Now, I don't know if they are editing a bunch of stuff out and all they do is fight or whatever, but I just enjoy them. I do. I didn't love the way Aaron was yelling at the girls. I also didn't love when Kayla kissed someone else in a challenge and the way Aaron handled that. I was like, all right, you're being a little brat. But I also wonder what Kayla would have done if Aaron had kissed someone else. And he has been respectful. He hasn't been a tool bag. He did decide to go chat with, was it Andrea or Nicole? One of the two, either of those bombshells. But then he ended up with Kayla. And it did kind of seem like if Andrea had picked him, he would have gone with her. I don't know. But from what I see now, I think they're just very cute. I think they have a cute rapport. I can see them working out outside of this place and I ship them. But who knows? Let's see what Casa Amor brings. Casa Amor changes everything, I've come to learn. And I want to hate Kayla because she's just so damn cute, but I can't help it. She's too adorable. Now, Liv is partnered up, I keep saying that, partnered up, is coupled up with Nigel. That's his nickname. Very new. I don't know. I can't really tell. I want Liv to stay on the show because she's really funny and she's good drama, but she doesn't seem to be making genuine connections with literally anybody. Whenever I see her have conversations with any of the guys, she's like I guess it's banter, but she's always just kind of like teasing them or like putting them down and she doesn't make eye contact. She like looks off. She doesn't really seem like she knows how to make that connection. And somehow she almost feels too old. And I don't think she's like numerically too old, but she's like too much of a woman for these men somehow. But maybe her and Nigel will click. It's too soon for me to really tell, but I do like Liv and I'm not getting her voice, that raspy voice. Love it. Nicole and Kendall, I do think could be very fucking cute. Kendall's kind of annoying because he's just so bubbly and like animated and, like just, I don't know. He gives me the ick, but I feel like they have so much in common and are a good connection. And even though I wasn't saying all the best stuff about Nicole, I think that she did realize Miguel was just hot. And that's the only reason he caught her eye. But she said when she first joined, she said, I want to make sure I find someone that I become friends with because I always end up in relationships where I don't even like the person. And like, same, I can totally relate to that. So I hope that it ends up working out. But Casa Amor, again, Casa Amor. And I think that's the next episode. Serena and Cordell. Now, Cordell is maybe one of the sweetest, most genuine people, but he is simple, I tell you. Did he like sneak weed into the island? Because Serena has gone back and forth with him quite a bit. And I kind of fear that she's just stringing him along. It does seem like they have a connection, but I don't think it's beyond a friendship. I think that they have a cute friendship, but there's nothing like turning her on. But she is still with him. They're still coupled up. But at one point, when she talks to him about how she's not really feeling it and wants to be able to explore other things, excuse me, I think he's telling Connor what the conversation was, and he's like this. She said, she was like, fuck, what did she say? She said, God, dude, I don't even remember. Like, is he high? No judgment. But he's so sweet, and he has stayed so loyal to her, and he's so humble. His brother, I believe, is like a big time football player. And so much so where one of the other girls, I can't remember who, one of the other girls was like, that's like one of my crushes in real life, like celebrity crushes. But he never talks about it. He's just a very humble, good guy. So I hope Serena's not fucking with him, because it kind of feels like she is. Because like I said, the point of this is staying on the show. And so when you're single on Love Island, you're always vulnerable. And so I hope that she's not just like using him to get on the show. You know what I mean? Or to stay on the show. Casa Amor, I don't think they're going to survive Casa Amor. I really don't. So I think I've covered like the main points of like where we are now and my thoughts on those things. I'm definitely going to continue to cover Love Island US. It's just very good. And I gotta hand it to you guys. Thank you for being pushy. You were right about this one. I was wrong. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong. But anywho, I don't know how often, because by the way, if you are new to Love Island, isn't it crazy how many episodes they put out? I remember when I first last year, when I was going to cover Love Island for the first time, I had no idea that they did like an episode every single day. So I came to start a recap with Kendrick, and he was like, "Oh, but did you watch the latest episode?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, there's like 5 episodes a week." I'm like, "What?" So there's a lot of episodes. So I don't know if I'll do like an episode a day when an episode comes out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'll definitely be covering it on my social media. So make sure you're following me at She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. On TikTok, I think I'm just She's Speaking with Emily. I think that's all I was allowed to do. But if you just start typing in She's Speaking with, most likely that'll come up. Anyways, you guys, love you so much. Mean it. And I will see you soon, very soon. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You can also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.